Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 21. Hear now this, O foolish people.
Keep looping.
Hear now this, O foolish
Come
people,
end alive and just bring it
and
over here.
without understanding,
End
which
alive
have
or bring it.
eyes
Just bring it
and
over here.
see not, which have ears and hear not.
Right, clearly if people have ears, but if
So
you're
this-
just walking by and not listening, then you don't have
Bring
ears.
it here because this thing's covering the sun. So we'll be good right
A
here.
lot of our people, they show they don't have
Still
ears.
showing.
How is that? They immediately come up with an excuse.
Come off your
Oh,
eyes.
that's the white man's food.
Keep doing that. It's looping.
It's like, all right, we can go.
All right, end the live and go live again.
All right.
do it.
You can't hear, you can't talk. All right. We for Yahweh and Yahweh shot. We're not here for no Allah. All right. Allah is a false god and a false deity. You can't do nothing for our people. Go ahead.
Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea?
Right now, you can see that going on right now with Hawaii, man. If the Lord was going to bless the earth and He loved what was going on in the earth, why don't He take some of that ocean water and wash it on shore to help out what's going on with that fire
Is it
in
live?
Hawaii?
Can you check
And
the
I
stream?
think that was orchestrated. Somebody started that fire, man. With an island like that, you're surrounded by all that water. There's too much humidity down there for a fire to just break out like that. You know, I know they hit record heat and stuff, but all that water. You telling me they just keep all that fire, keeps on going?
All right,
Islands
so
like that gonna be having wildfires.
it's still not good? Is it still bad?
There was a
Nah, it's good
report
now.
came out
There it goes.
that the natives don't want
Can you
to
check
sell their
mine real
land to the government. So the natives are fighting back
Percent 18.
against the government decrees to take their land. So all of a sudden, coincidentally, the land gets destroyed. So there's some speculation it might be a direct energy type weapon.
So Mark Zuckerberg on the
We
island
might not
of
need
Oahu,
this because the sun's covering it.
Howard put me onto this. There was the natives of the land. He was trying to buy 700 acres on that land. A part of that was the natives' land, but they didn't want to give it up. So what he took them to court. But the reason why he took them to court was so that he could starve them out financially. Because when you take somebody to court, you can lose just by not having enough money to continue. That's what he did. And now look, he's got those 700 acres of land, and the natives who survived off that land, now they're all homeless living in Tent City. On the same, you got paradise if you live in Tent City because the ear might beat you in court. Wow. Look at that.
Yep.
And he used it. You know, I'm thinking that's like Epstein property. That's what's going on. Because that's where he moved there and when he changed
Whoever umbrella that's
the
selling
name
in the
of
corner.
Facebook to
Right here.
Meta and all that other crap. When he switched over to Meta, that's when everything was going on. But that's the same thing that's going to go on in this place. What are you going to do when this man takes your driver's license? It says I need to take this driver's license and I need to put it inside of you. And you can't come to this convenience store unless I scan your hand or your right butt cheek, you know? Or that teardrop. So they put it in my teardrop, man. You know, put it in my teardrop. I just want to go like this. Put it in my finger.
I just got what you said.
Go ahead, bro. Keep reading.
Fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea, by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it, and though the waves thereof toss themselves.
Yeah, the Lord can take all the Potomac River and drown all of us right now. The Potomac River, if you took from the Potomac River starts to where it ends.
Up in West Virginia.
Exactly. Exactly. Potomac River is just what we see right here. If you took all the water from the Potomac River and dropped it in D.C., somehow it all filtered here, D.C. would be underwater. Matter of fact, PG, Montgomery County, all this sort of Fairfax, there would be no, it would just be more of the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. If you took all the Chesapeake Bay, there'd be no Maryland. Yep. Now the Lord said it there, and look, man, brothers been out to the field. That's a lot of water, man. That's terrifying. Allow the Lord to put you underneath of that. You know, I don't care how long you can hold your breath. Hold your breath. You're not going to swim to the top, man.
No.
That's what happened during the time of Noah. That's how these calamities are going to come upon these people. They're gonna try and do one thing. Nope. Like they did that in Amos. They went to a house. Yeah, bear met them. That's why these prophecies are in place. These people don't understand. We're saying one thing, but they're like, nah, I'm gonna be able to do this. No, you're gonna get stopped when you go to try and do that too. Because you didn't want to listen to us. People are saying, well, how are you prepping? Hey, doing a water fast once a week. You know what I'm saying? Just watching what I eat, watching how I conduct. You know what I'm saying? Watching, praying, reading over scriptures, trying to be more on what they call stoic. Yeah. Try to implement some of these phrases that we hear about. Stay inside. You know, sometimes it's good to stay inside. You know. Yeah. The scripture says that Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Jacob was chilling out. There ain't nothing wrong with going out having a good time. But in Babylon, bro, there's no limit to a good time in Babylon. That's the point. One good time could end up you locked down for 18 years of payments, man. You know? 60 seconds of one good time. Now you know for 18 years.
I was always told don't let a second give you 50 years in prison. Yeah. Or 10 seconds and 10 feet under the ground.
Remember that one time we went to court, I think it was a Rock, and there was a Jake in there. And I couldn't believe nobody took his bail was like 1,000, so he only needed 100 to get out. Yeah. Nigga was in there for 3 months. Nobody could give $100 from the community for him to get 3 months. But he was in there because he had a gun. And in DC, if you got a strap, each bullet you get a certain amount of years. So I think he had like 5 or 6 bullets in there, and he was facing like 20 to 30 years. He didn't shoot her or nothing. He just got caught with it. You know what I'm saying? And he was in now, and that's what he was facing. This place is the valley of the shadow of death. Just for having just the wrong place at the wrong time, man. That's why the scripture says time and chance happen up to everybody. It's important to pray. So when people say, well, what are you going to do? Well, I've been communicating with Yahweh and Yahweh Shai every day leading up to this point. So what the hell are people doing? You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to like sports and stuff, you practice how you're going to play. A lot of people are lollygagging, man. When it comes to time to play, a lot of adrenaline is going through these players in these different sports, so they have to just react. That's what's going to happen in these times. You're going to get spiritual adrenaline. It's hot next week. Might as well set it up right here. That's why the scripture says in Sirach, got soul. About yes, our hearts are wicked by nature, but the scripture also says to trust your soul. Because the scripture also says in your patience, he possesses your soul. So in your sufferings, when you're real hard, that's when it's important to think the most. Adrenaline, man.
Book of Amos, chapter 5, starting from verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. So what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion.
Right, and that's the warning. We're telling you that everything's backwards. The impending doom is coming. And you Moabite, you Ammonite women, you're gonna be bed wenches in the kingdom. You're gonna do what we tell you to do. You know?
They don't like it anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna
they love you when you're in their country.
Go ahead. They're gonna love and weird with our country, man.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
They're gonna love and weird with our country.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him.
Right, now imagine you flee from a lion. Your heart is finally settled. You know what I'm saying? Your heart is finally settled. You don't cheat on yourself. You don't maybe shit. You didn't take a shit on yourself. You sweating. You sweating. You ran a hole in your. You got a hole in your shoes.
I don't know, bro.
Only turn the corner and it's a bear there. That's what the Lord is going to do for our people.
I don't know if brothers notice, but lions attack you, but they don't do what bears do. Bears, when they attack you, they eat you. So as they're attacking you, they're eating you. They're getting lunch, dinner, and breakfast off of you just by you struggling.
Yeah, lions just play with you.
Yeah, lions just play with you because they already know their dominant power. Bears, they don't care.
Thanks. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
Oh, yo, there was an article that said a snake fell from the sky and bit a woman. Right? But then later on, she got hit by a car that same day or some shit. something happened to where she got bit by a snake. Then later on the same day, something almost fatally happened to her again. And she got hit by a car. She got chased and bit by pit bulls. You know, she's probably into bestiality in her past life or something. Yeah. So Lord was like, all right, I'm gonna drop this fucking anaconda off the sky. Yeah,
I think I pulled it up. It was a woman in Texas said a Texas woman was mowing her lawn, and the unthinkable happened. A snake fell from the sky and landed on her arm, and a hawk came after them both. After the snake fell and started wrapping around Peggy Jones' arm and striking her, I think like momentarily she ended up running and getting hit by a car. Damn! Damn! They called it a spiritual crossfire. It's a spiritual crossfire. In the news!
Verse 20. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness in thy light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?
Right, I mean, it's gonna be hard to have any hope, any glimmer of hope. Because people, when they go out to see it's a nice day, okay, cool, I'm gonna go do this, this, and this. But when it's raining and there's storms around here like that other day, people are like, nah, I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna go to the store. That's beautiful. You know, that's the times when if you go out there and no sun, the store is nice and peaceful, you know. You hear all the lyrics on the music, you don't hear no loud niggas, you know, stuff like obnoxious. It's like,
none of that.
that's what the music sounds like in
Just you and Rain.
Rain, you don't see nobody else.
Yeah, nobody comes outside because Jake don't want to get wet. You don't want to get these shoes dirty. Jake is proud, man. You know how you were back in the world, you know.
I just noticed something because you brought it up. They probably don't want to go back out to the mountain of the Florida.
Well, yeah, they don't want to get wet. They don't want to get wet. Women don't want to get that cat dude back.
Lace front slide off.
Showing the stamp on the head.
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh. It is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains.
Right, and a lot of you out there who abuse the brotherhood, you came and you gone, you know, you're gonna be thinking about when all hell breaks loose, you're gonna have food. You're gonna think about this, man. That time I was chilling with the Occidental, it was so good that the Parmesan made. I knew I should have got one more piece of that food. I know I told brothers that I don't eat fat, but then they know that fat makes the food taste good. I knew I should have got one more piece of that garlic naan bread. You're going to be thinking about all that. When they say life flashes before your eyes, the Lord can make that happen before, He can make that slowly happen as the end comes, right? Day by day, the Lord showing you different flashes of when He was good. You 7th grade, I fucking Pizza Friday in school. You were excited as shit, twiddling your fingers. You got 2 pizzas. You're gonna be thinking about the 2 pizzas, man. That fucking sour cream dip. This one's gonna be thinking about this stuff. And all hell breaks loose. You're like, hey man, if I just had a pack of ramen. If I just had a bag of kale, let me see if I can go outside. Maybe I can identify some kale out here in the wild. Next thing you know, ate some skunk cabbage. Ate some shit you ain't supposed to eat. Yeah, then you froze. You froze like somebody from the front. You froze out there in the middle of the woods, like petrified wood. You ate the wrong mushroom. Mushrooms are hard to identify.
Turn it to the last of us.
Go ahead,
Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh have not done it?
Right, because the Lord, again, He set up His watchmen. We're here as a sign to let you know that a coming destruction is coming. But you're not going to see it on the news. You're not going to hear it in your churches. You're not going to see it at work. All right, you're not going to see it in the newspaper. You're not going to see it in the ads on your apps. Then Yahweh and Yahweh Shah is coming back. And the Negroes in the hood causing all the ruckus, all the loud music, selling all the drugs. These are actually the chosen people that came through the Red Sea. The Lord's going to deliver us a specific amount of that. You're not going to get that perspective. That's got to be taught to you. But first, everything has to be torn down. That's very hard for people. Imagine you spent your whole life building something up, and somebody says, nah, nigga, you gotta tear that shit down and start over. You're like, God damn, all of it? I can't just have this little bit? No, you can't. All of it. Start over. Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. Yeah. Go to Genesis 1:1 and break that down. You know? Literally.
That's beautiful. I was just
That's the deal breaker right there. Go to Deuteronomy 28:68 and explain that to me. Get the other scriptures that we always get for that. You know? Yo, I didn't know Deuteronomy had 28 chapters. I didn't know that. Because when you read the scriptures, the book, the laws, I didn't really read them because you're not connected with them like it's your favorite. But now when you find out the truth, it's like, okay, these are our customs. You know what I'm saying? Our people, they talking about Oshun and they make these altars and they celebrate Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? You know? No, those are not customs. Those are not our customs. We got the 42 laws of Ma'at, and some of those are dietary laws of the Egyptian diet. A lot of that's based off of our diet. There's a reason why when you pull a fish out of the ocean, what's the first thing you got to do before you eat that fish? You got to scale it. Why is that? Because that fish is good for you and it's protected. You got to get that protection off of it. Then some fish actually, when they come out, their scales actually fall off on their own. So some fish, when you get them, you got to, when you look at it, it may be like, damn, this fish is slimy. I can't eat this fish. It doesn't look like it has scales. The scales might have fallen off, and the fish is still good. But when you get fish, because I know a lot of the fish that we get that we can't catch around here, that you got to get from Moab, you know, the Asian market, man, just make sure you pray over that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because how do we know it's a Moabite out there where the fish are on the sea bank casting with a reel, you know? We don't. So you just got to pray over it and just make sure you know, put enough garlic and turmeric on it, or whatever you want to do. Yeah, soak it in milk. That's the trick. You soak your fish in milk and you get that fish taste off of it. Yeah, soak it in milk for about 20 minutes.
Is that a Benjamin thing?
I don't know if it's Benjamin. It might be Levi. My rib taught me that.
I never heard of it.
You actually didn't heard about that? It's Levi, see? It's confirmation. It's confirmation. It's Levi.
Yeah. We're the Israelites.
Yeah, that was the real Israel.
That's how you make the batter too. You know, you said that no.
I know yelled out the real Israelites.
Oh, the real Israelites? Yeah, that's right. We out here. Well, it was we talking the scriptures. We're talking about being watchful. Our people have no excuse now because we're literally on the evacuation route. When people go on tours in DC, you see Edomite bitch will be here sometimes with her old attire. They go through different areas to show people like this is a monumental spot. So when you come through this, when you come here, if anybody wants to hear, they say you want to hear go-go music out loud, go to Florida Ave. Well, if you come here, we'll post it up. You want to see the Howard Theater, that's where we're at. People ever ask, where y'all do the work at? Go to the Howard Theater. When brothers come in from out of town, hey, I need the address. Type in the Howard Theater. You know? Just like the elders of the apostles. 34th and 7th. Just go to Madison Square Garden. You'll be able to find it. Just like a lot of the other churches throughout the nation, right? We're in areas where people don't have excuses. It's in the main area of the city. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the way and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein.
Right, we learned that through our elders and apostles. Because all of us we know about our great-grandfathers, our great-aunts, but they're all dead and gone. What did they leave us to let us know how we're going to get out of this condition collectively as a people on this side? They have time for me. I got a great aunt who just passed recently, a couple weeks ago, but she died of dementia, man. How was she able to deliver us? What was she going to do? So when we talking about our ancestors, that's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we're not praying to them though. We're praying to the Ancient of Days. Talk about ancestors, we're praying to the Ancient of Days, Yahweh and his son, Yahweh Shah. All right, the Lord of our Lord. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 6, verse 16.
Right, that's right. That's all I want to say. Part of the old class is the custom of going out and teaching. We read in Acts that when Paul went to Athens, he was like, oh, nah, fuck this shit, man. Where are the spiritual leaders in this place? I need to talk to them right now. That's why you see IUIC, they be waiting at 2:30 for them to get out of church. You know? They don't have no spirit, mic and stuff. Well, no, they got the mic and the speaker on the other side of the street. You know? But they be out there with the flyers. Oh, here you go. Hey, Christ is black. Christ is black. Christ is black. Yeah, Christ is black. Y'all worshiping the Sabbath on Sunday, but that's not the day. It's Friday and Saturday. Sunday's not in the Bible, but it's Friday and Saturday. Like, hold on. Nigga, what? You have telling me this? You know, get your purple shirt ass.
Remember how I told you they be on the train?
Huh?
Remember how I told you they be on the train?
Yeah,
They got caught one. He said, I think he was talking about Revelation, but he said exactly his answer that he tried to scoff off. You know how you read it, and you just like, and then it says,
the red line. Yeah.
And it says, and he just stopped. And he just started reading. I wanted him to get it out because we're about to talk about what these missiles about to do. And he just stopped. He just kept rambling like. I was just laughing. I'm just like, man, y'all don't get it.
They call it the street scene. You know, after you leave the club, and the promoters be out there with the flyers, that's what they be out there doing. That's how they get jiggy. When the scripture says they catch men, that's how they do it. Here, take it. They see the fish float, here, take this. God is that. You know? Next thing you know, you signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. And your last name is Ben Israel.
Yep.
You know?
Ben Israel.
Go ahead.
They got
Ben Israel.
They got 98.
Yeah, you're a total robot. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 6 and 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the way and see, and ask for the old paths.
Right.
Where is the good way, and walk therein?
Right, this is the good way. When the Lord Yahweh said no man is good, all right, the only thing that's good is reading these words, man. Us standing out here, standing on this concrete is not good. It's not good for you. It's not healthy at all. Brothers, you have to routinely stretch, bro. I'm constantly, you know, I've been in the habit in the last 2.5 months, you know, and I've been addicted to watching mobility videos. Morning routine, morning mobility, how can I make my spine more elastic? You know, doing the inchworm, you know, on my knuckles. You know, that's the stuff that I've been into, man. Because the way of this world, they don't teach you that. They teach you wake up, grab a Pop-Tart, put it in the oven, you know, brush your teeth with Colgate, fluid fluoride. Hey, if y'all brushing your teeth with Colgate or Crest, stop doing that shit. All right, look up something more healthy. I'm gonna get that 5-in-1, bro. That 5-in-1 is where it's at. I'm gonna get Aqua for 5-in-1, man. Yeah, get that native shit, bro.
I do organic charcoal powder.
Yeah. Or you can do the baking soda.
And
baking
do coconut
soda.
oil.
The bar swears by the baking soda.
Baking soda's good for
Yeah,
everything.
baking soda and for your meal. These are the old paths. Hey, look, that's the thing. If our people were to walk in these ways, they benefit, they prosper. The Lord said it would give us good success. It's based off a sound biological principle. Baking soda comes from an actual plant, man. You know? If you want to decrease stuff, like if you got a garbage disposal, you pour some baking soda in that mug and then some vinegar after that, you're good. You're good.
And ye shall find rest for your soul. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Right, you shall find rest for your souls. That's what we want, right? We want rest for our souls. Because our souls are troubled in this world. I know mine were. I was on that Black Power shit, man. All at the HBCU trying to be at the forums, speaking at different meetings and shit. A part of the Black Greek fraternities trying to figure that shit out. Posting flyers on dorm room doors. You know, let's have a Black summit about HIV and AIDS, how we can protect ourselves. You know? Meanwhile, committing adultery, all types of adultery. Who's all wicked? Who's all doing that? You know? But we had to come up out of that. That's now we teach. We gain that experience, and now we can teach how not to do that.
That was what they call a patriot.
You know?
Yeah.
That's not the old path to walk. The old path is talking about the apostles.
That's right.
What do the elders and apostles have to do in the scriptures, the disciples? How are they conducting amongst each other? How are they teaching the people? How are they treating the people? What were they saying to them? You know? Go ahead.
Jeremiah
Go
6
ahead,
and
go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39. Let's start off with verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the sayings of renowned men, and worse, subtle
If you need, I got
parables
NLT.
are, he
Jeremiah
will be
6.
there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sicknesses, and be conversing, so that he be conversing in dark parables.
Yeah, read that again from the top.
Come. Sirach 39, verse 1 from the top. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also.
Yeah, subtle parables. And those come out from our elders and apostles through their YouTube videos. Because right now, the way they speak and the way they teach is in the form of parables. They don't have to say, I'm putting forth the parable today. You know? When Apostle Hart, he made that video, he said, if I catch you eating rice, I'm going to kick you out the can. That's a parable. You know what I'm saying? If I see you catch you with shorts on, I don't want to see your legs, I'm kicking you out the can. These are parables. These are things that have to be filtered. Filtered. Yet it has to be understood. What about the argument of the equator? It was hot as hell. The Book of the Brothers in the Bahamas, they got to keep that canopy up because that sun is dangerous, man. You see the occupant down there in the Bahamas? They got the canopy, man. You know, like that's what I'm saying. I know you had offered the canopy. But we too wild, bro. We've been through many worse summers than this. This is one light. This is a light summer, right?
Jamaica too.
They didn't hit past 100 this year.
This is light. Yeah, this is light. Remember that once? I remember the worst summer was like back in like 2010, 2011. It was so bad. A nigga, I remember the article. He broke into an old lady's crib, stole her AC unit, and she died on the day, the hottest day of the year. She died. It got to like 110 or something like that in Baltimore. Nigga broke in there, took her AC unit, and she died. Yep.
Verse 3. He will seek out the secrets of grave sicknesses, and be conversant in dark parables.
Right, and we get those. We get those breakdowns. We understand the dark breakdowns in Revelation. These dark breakdowns come to us, man. And I can remember always file in on this side, to this side of, you know? Because these dark parables, when you go into these dark parables, let's go to Revelation 14, you can start at the top. These are dark parables, and like Revelation 6 about these horses, different horses. These things are terrifying to people. But this is the sword of the Lord that we're supposed to be warning them about. We talk about, I said, a watchman, if you see the sword coming, the dark horse, the pale horse, the black horse, the red horse, the white horse, even the white horse, man. These people need to be afraid of the white horse because that's Yahushua.
Yep.
Yahushua, he said he's coming to bring a sword. But that same white horse is also coming to bring deliverance. Which in the scriptures, and when you look it up, the scripture says a lot. It's going to say Hatazayah in the Hebrew. So when we say Hatazayah Nawah, that means deliver us. Hatazayah Nawah, deliver us. Hatazayah Nayah, deliver me. These are the things that we're going to be saying in the spirit a lot more. Because we understand prophecy. We understand these great things. In these same situations, all these men are asking, what am I going to do? Their immediate response is to what? Communicate with the power. Not to say, oh shit, what are we going to do down here? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to create here to figure out how to bypass something that's spiritually coming? You know what I mean? Spiritually orchestrated. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Right, so that lamb is representative of Yahushua. He was that sacrifice when you read in Hebrews, the only sacrifice that could go in there and get us back to Yahweh. It would be impossible to get all those millions and millions of Israelites to be perfect again like we back in the garden. No, that's not going to work, man. That's not going to work. And obviously during those years, those 40 years of peace, it wasn't completely perfect because it ended, right? So that means in that 40th year, somebody was wicked. The Lord allowed that to happen. Why? So we can get Yahushua can get set up, so we can get brought back. That's not for the other nations. Read out of Maccabees how with these other nations, he brings them to the height of their iniquity, and then he deals with them and destroys them. And he shows us that he does that so that we can know that when he jacks us up, we're going to be all right. So we can actually learn the lesson. Because these other nations, they're not going to take rulership the way that the Lamb is going to take rulership here in Revelation. Continue on.
And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great number. And I heard the voice of harpers, harping with their harps. Revelation 14:3.
Right, so there was music. John heard music. All right? Music will be heard from the heavens. It talks about a trumpet being sounded off. Music will be heard from heaven and heard in the heavens. And I always, you know, one thing I've been thinking about a lot more is the acoustics, man. The acoustics up there. Ain't no plugins, you know? Everything's just naturally being sounded. We gotta go on YouTube to specific megahertz sound bowls and shit, you know? Up there, bro, imagine the acoustics in a chariot.
It's crazy.
A chariot that holds 144,000. Everybody singing the same song. Imagine the acoustics, bro. Bro, our eardrums will bust. We need new eardrums to accept the frequency of that. Imagine that frequency, bro.
All right, that's close.
Bro's ever been in like what you call them, it's like they got them at Planet Fitness. You lay down and it massages you, the vibration.
Oh, yeah,
You know, like a massage table type of, or where you can go to the sauna. They put you in the enclosure. It might be like a water bed, you know. Imagine how it's going to feel in the heavens where there's no gravity. You know? How does music sound when there's no gravity? Yeah, go ahead. This is what I'm fighting for. These average Israelites, they're not thinking about this shit. You know? Go ahead, bro.
And they sung, as it were, a new song
Right.
before the throne.
That's that new perspective. You know? No, Mary was not a virgin. Her and Joseph did have sex. You know? Rahab's only there just to display the faith. What are you talking about? Israel's the only one that can be saved. Deuteronomy 28 and 68 is supposed to be in the textbook. I can explain it from it's very basic. Like I said, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, the average Christian cannot explain that shit. You already have a skill that's way better than them. You can do something with that. You can teach on that over and over again. They can't. You can harness that. The Lord can do a lot for you. That's part of that new song. When you think about it, what I like listening to is called big band jazz, you know? The big band jazz back from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, you know, big band jazz. And everybody has a specific to get sheet music, right? But everybody's music was different. But somehow all that comes together. It's not up to you who gets the sheet music to say, nah, this is incorrect. Let me get this part over here. Nah, you get that part over there, now it sounds all fucked up. That's why we don't get with these other groups, man. We don't sit down with them. They got the wrong music or their instruments flat. That's why you read in Corinthians, it talks about if the trumpet gives an uncertain sound. It says if the trumpet is blown in the city and the people be not warned, yeah, if the trumpet's not blowing the right tune, people gonna think it's a feast time. Oh, it's time to party. Let's start baking cakes. We're going to fucking enemies outside hurling a fucking cannonballs for fire are about to come and land on your home, and you in there about to make some naan bread. About to be through. Oh, when you read that in Ezekiel, it says that the women, remember they were sewing pillows. They were putting our people back to sleep. When you read Ezekiel, they were making pillows and handkerchiefs. They were putting our people back to sleep. Why? Because the trumpet was singing lullabies instead of the war cry. Go ahead, man.
This is Revelation 14:3.
Yeah, read down to like verse 9.
And they sung, as it were, a new song.
Right, this is this new perspective. Like the words of Yahushua.
Before,
You read about the new song in the book of Psalms 148. Go ahead.
before the throne, and before the four beasts, and the elders, and no man could learn that song, but the 144,000 4,000.
Right, that's why the scripture had to be written and put on there for as the elect. There's things that we know that a lot of people don't believe. They refuse to accept. It has to be true. Someone has to have the truth. Why not claim to have that 100% truth? You know? Everybody's looking, a lot of Israel's looking to be that, the first of Judah. You know, I like to always say this. I don't care if I'm the 9,884th Asherah. You're in there.
That's right.
You're winning.
You're in there. It doesn't matter. You could have created some element that nobody that the Lord hid for thousands of years. You created that. You could have been the one that created all forms of felines and cats. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to meet that person. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who created the shark's teeth the way that they're made and all the rows?
I like cats.
Super shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, who created these things? It had to be of the elect. It doesn't matter where you are in that orchestra, man. If you're just there to hit the cymbal at the end, guess what? You was in there. You get a check. You know, people in orchestras get paid, man. You're part of an orchestra. People go through school and musical school and go through auditions to get checks, man. Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, I've been listening to on the radio. Them people get bread, man. We're gonna get a reward too. It could be that one little ting on the time. You know what I'm saying? You in there. Ting, 11,486 everyone else.
It's just like the movies, like 11,400. Your name at the end of the movie, when it scrolls up, and you see your name right there.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Credits, as long as your name is in the
As long as
credits.
your name in the
Second
credits.
Ezra, there was a coronation ceremony. We don't know how long that's going to take place. But we occupy ourselves with that because it's comfortable. We know that there's an event that's going to take place that's going to benefit us better than the day-to-day bullshit that we go through. It helps us to cope. You know, you talk about coping. This is how it helps us cope, man. Not sitting down in front of some fucking altar from the brewery shop praying to stones and all types of other madness, man. That's not coping. Then you open your eyes and electric bill got slid under your door.
Yeah.
You know? What type of shit is that, man? Go ahead, bro.
Which were redeemed from the earth.
Right.
Revelation 14:4.
Right, that's the big shebang, getting lifted up from levitating into the sky, man. Go ahead. And that in those days, nobody's gonna be afraid of heights. I know some Akim are afraid of heights too, man. They brothers ain't trying to get a sugar loaf, man. Well, it's taking on the sugar loaf trip. Go ahead, bro.
These are they which were not defiled with women.
Right, because Babylon the Great is also known as a whore. This place is known as a whore. Again, it's okay to have fun, but if you have too much fun, guess what? You're gonna catch something. Like I said, you can have fun in this place. But in Babylon, this whore, there's no limit. You come in here, in the menu, there's nothing on the menu because you just write whatever you want. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. They got a place called Sin City, where they're literally slowly but surely legalizing everything, man. There's certain places, they got crazy ass laws written in Babylon, man. Go ahead, bro.
For they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
Meaning we haven't been corrupted by a higher, a shara higher. We haven't been corrupted by Yahweh and the Host, or Most High in Christ's blood, or the spirit of black people, Negroes only Passover. That's corrupt, man. That's defiled. Nah, that's a pimple. The Lord don't want pimples. He don't want acne all over his bride, you know? He wants his bride flawless. When he open that veil, he don't want to see no blemishes. Go ahead.
These were redeemed from among men,
Yeah.
being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb.
Yeah, when you read about reincarnation, because in the beginning they were there in creation. Ezra saw that. You read Ezra, it says these were there that were in the creation. All right? And you read in Colossians, the first chapter, it talks about how Yahushua created everything, and all those powers of deities created everything after that. The Alahai. So the periodic table, that's bullshit. Those are not all the elements that were created. There's way more than that. What did the stars created out of? And does it benefit us? Because the moon is created and it helps with the crops and the fruit. So that means there's other energy and elements out there that have to benefit us. You know, like chlorine, chlorine has to be within us because they say if you take a certain amount of it, it's good for you. It's actually good for you. But too much is bad. So there's certain elements that are within us that Esau tries to decipher because that's why he's trying to build a human from scratch. He'll never be able to do it. even though he's got these fake embryos, but they don't got spirits. They don't got no souls in them. They got black eyes. You see that shit? Go ahead, Doc.
Revelation 14:5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear the Most High, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come.
Yeah, the only way to give glory to him is to declare his name. That's right. You're giving glory to somebody over and over again. Who is this? You know what I'm saying? How LeBron James in the beginning, he didn't have a name. It's just, hey, that nigga with that number. With no name on the back of the jersey. Dumping on everybody. You know? No, a name is associated with it. You know? Go ahead.
For the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14:8. And they followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her.
Yeah, so it's cracking right now. You know, Babylon, the infrastructure of this place is cracking physically and spiritually. The morale is done. Oh, like that nigga Tory Lanez got all them years. Look how that made the morale
10 years.
Of our people. They was just out here celebrating the white chair. Then they hear our men of our nation. They hear the Tory Lanez shit, and they go right back to being upset, being bitter. You know, with all everything that's going on in this place, man. There's no hope with the beast. Keep going.
And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying,
So through what's going on in the world, all these other nations, things are being put in place and happening, what they call geopolitically, so that they can figure out that the U.S. is the problem. You know, when you have a certain specific equations written out in math class, they want you to find the common denominator. Because once you do that, everything else makes sense within the problem. The common denominator is the U.S. It's the infrastructure, what is set up here. Through the Vatican and through London, all right, and through D.C. Go ahead.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand.
Yeah, all you people, you're going to get lined up to take that mark. How do we know? Because to do what you want to do, that you're doing today, you're going to have to. To ride on these scooters, you're going to need a mark. You're going to need a mark. You're going to need a mark to ride by and wave. You're going to need a mark to get into, you might need a mark to get into certain cities. Because all they got to do is set up checkpoints. Because what were they doing to get in certain establishments to do certain things? They was shooting temperature devices on your head. What's your temperature? Okay, you can come in. All they got to do is put in that same gun biometrics to say, all right, what's in your bank account? What's your health status? Or how many kids do you have? Who are you? How much of a threat are you? You're an Israelite? Okay. This is your IP address? It comes up as this color in the system? Yeah, wait right here, 5 minutes. We got a special place for you. Go ahead.
Revelation 14:10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone.
Yeah, that's that thermonuclear fire. It has to be something, and that's why it's a stumbling block to everybody. They don't think that the mark is the RFID chip, because it's so simple. But think about how we learn the truth, and about the basics, some of the other basic stuff in the doctrine that we learn. It's like, oh, that's so simple. They don't say that about the MARK, because what? It is that simple. When it says Judah is black, all right, the gates thereof language, that's a simple breakdown. That's just how the Quran goes. But they make it so difficult. And that's okay though, because you're going to drink of that fire. The same way that you know about how to break down the missiles so simple, you're simply going to get destroyed, man. And we're simply going to keep on praising our power. All right, so we're going to Panya Hakudam, which means face the east. We give our praises to
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakudash.
the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. And the Kai HaKodash is the Holy Spirit. That's what comforts and guides us in all understanding. Shalom, say elect, keep watching what's going on geopolitically in the earth. Stay up on prophecies and in the scriptures to the elect and all the soldiers out there fighting. Keep harnessing your skill and praying that the Lord gives you the increase so that you can do what you need to within this ministry and start fucking lollygagging, man. And that goes for myself too. Shalom, say elect, and double honors to our elders and apostles, great wisdom. Shalom.
Shalom.